sealed this ramp room area thanks to P-Dive, who stayed in the smoke all the time while Refuse was pushing right next to him. He didn't peek out, he just stayed there where he was, and he was trying to get himself firstly the information, then the confirmation that they were actually attacking ramp room, and then he went for the frags, the execution. So that really sounds like a nice saying. You need the patience, the informations, and the executions to win in CSGO. Let's see, Refuse with a save round, obviously getting taken care of by Cleanup Guy with a 4th frag. Actually missed that, and he might be acing them if nobody's standing in his way. Now Citinho decides to pop up his head and keep Cleanup Guy from shooting the last terrorist. Well, Citinho is robbing his teammate, but I think he's still fine with that. Dope and Refuse make it 13-13 on Nuke. So not the map that we are used to seeing having close score lines in CSGO. But Refuse once again with 2 Galils in the lineup with a desperate move to finally get the better of the Swedes and just hang on to that game. They really need to pick up the next, or well, they need to pick up at least 2 to make it 15-15. But they are really up against a hard fight there on the CTs. Avi with a stupid peek into middle, into lobby. He goes down to the terrorist. No refrag ability for the CTs. And it's a 3v4 again. If Refuse work out something to get one CT separated from his team, they could make it a 3v3. And then we saw a lot of rounds going back and forth. So the Finns might still stand a chance in this round. Citinho gives away his position in A, but he knows that there are terrorists in lobby still, so P-Dive holds his position on rafters. Aron trying to get the opening on the ramp room. He's now pushing in there, but Lincoln gets the better of him. Lincoln needs to reload though and Refuse push in with 2 players. They still get the frag. Finally they get rid of him and make it a 2v3 again. Citinho still on the lower bomb side. He gives away his position prematurely, but then gets 2 frags. Nonetheless, his impatience. Dope get the better of Refuse in that forced buy and make it 14-13. Now the Finns are running out of money. They're going for the CZ75 buy and enable the Swedes to make it 15-13 and maybe even win that match by just overcoming 2 more rounds. But let's see if Refuse is not going for anything special. They have obviously the potential to do so, as Sagaton is failing the jump a little bit. Reviser gets shot at down to 19 HP. He goes already. Cleanup Guy being the autoscope man for the CTs, and P-Dive and Citinho work together on ramp room to close that on the terrorists. That door is slammed. Cleanup Guy closes Sagaton out in main area, and AV with the last frag onto Reflex makes it 15-13. And as I said, Dope with the chance to close that match out in just 1 more round. Refuse needs to win the remaining 2 rounds, and they're just equipped with AKs. They have everything they need though, every single nade purchased, and of course the armor and the helmet. Let's take a look at the scoreboard first. 27 frags for Caron, 26 for Cleanup Guy, and 23 for P-Dive. As the terrorists are making their way on the outside, they just leave 1 behind on lobby area. Cleanup Guy gets the first frag, he gets a second as well. Reflex with the answer, makes it a 3v4 again, but Reflex himself is down to 9 HP. The terrorists made their way down to the lower bomb site, but they are down 2, now they are down 3 man again. Anxiety and Reflex down to 24 and 9 HP. They still manage to get a frag back and make it a 2v3. But now Anxiety goes down to Citinho, and Reflex on the outside all alone for Refuse to claw their way back. And the CTs don't know where he's at. They are looking at the wrong direction, so he might get a chance if he gets a cheeky kill on any of the three players, Lincoln, AV, and Citinho. Still on the CT side, and Reflex is going for the fake defuse. He's drawing the attention towards him, and Citinho gets a frag. Dope wins this match and goes forth to the championship bracket. So we will quickly switch the server. Okay. So yeah. I thank you for tuning in. Of course, I am Boo from Germany, and now we switch to Flipside against Expert Gaming. We just had a brief look at Dope against Refuse, but Flipside against Expert Gaming was so overstreamed that I was going for the not so important match, even though it is winner bracket, and it might be, or at least it was very interesting, at least for me.